Welcome to Simple and Compound Interest. In Lesson 1, we'll focus on simple interest. Now, simple interest is defined to be the interest that is paid once, generally at the end of the time period of the investment. And the formula used to calculate the amount of simple interest earned is I equals P times R times T, where I is the amount of simple interest, P is the principal, or essentially the initial amount of money that's invested. R is the rate of interest expressed as a decimal. So the way we change from a percent to a decimal is to divide by 100. And T is time expressed in years. So let's look at example 1 where we apply the formula. So it says, Ray deposited $1,000 into a savings account that earns a simple interest of 5%. Complete the chart below to determine the amount of interest he would have after 2, 3, and 4 years. Now, since he deposited $1,000 initially, that's our P value, the principal amount. Simple interest rate is 5%. Now, we do need to change that to a decimal. And 2, 3, and 4 years represents the different time values. So now we have already calculated the amount of interest earned after 1 year. So here's the formula. I equals P times R times T. We replace P with 1,000. R is 0.05 once we divide 5 by 100. And T is 1. So we get $50 after 1 year. So let's do the same thing for 2 years. We'll replace P with 1,000. R is still 0.05, but this time T is 2. Now on the calculator, that works out to be $100. Now for 3 years, we get a value of $150. And then after 4 years, we get $200. So essentially, he earns an extra $50 for every extra year that he invests his money for. Now in example 2, Kevin invested his summer earnings of $5,000 at a 2.25% simple interest rate. Determine how much interest Kevin will earn in 10 years. So we'll start by writing out the formula. I equals PRT. Now the amount that he initially invested was $5,000, so that's P. Now the R value is found by taking 2.25 and dividing that by 100, which is 0.0225. So you can do that on the calculator, or you can always just move your decimal 2 places to the left when you divide by 100. So I'll plug 0.0225 into the formula, and now T is 10. So on the calculator, I get $1,125. Now it says, how much would Kevin have in total in 10 years? This is called the future value, or just FV. So 1,125 represents how much interest he gets, but how much would he have in total? Now the formula to calculate the amount of money you'd have in total is just to take the principal and add on how much interest he earned. So $5,000 plus $1,125 is the future value, which is $6,125. Now example 3 says Wendy deposits $1,200 into an account that offers a 3.5% simple interest rate. How much interest will she have if she invests for 60 months? So I'll write down the formula. I'll replace P with 1,200. Now the R value is going to be 0.035. Now, I'm not going to replace t with 60. I said on the first slide that t needs to be expressed in years, and here we have 60 months. So in order to change 60 months into years is to divide by 12, because there's 12 months in a year. And when I do that, I get 5 years. So that's what I need to plug into the formula, not 60. So now working this out, I get $210. Now for the last example, it says a $2,500 investment earns simple interest at an annual rate of 3.9%. The amount of interest earned in 4 years was calculated. Find the error in the calculation below and correct it. So they start off by writing the formula, which is correct. They replaced P with 2,500. That's correct. Then they replaced R with 3.9. Now that is incorrect because you're supposed to divide your interest rate by 100 to change it to a decimal. Now T is 4, which is correct. So we can say that the interest rate was not converted to a decimal. So now let's do the correct solution. So P is 2,500. The R value would be 0.039 if I move my decimal 2 places to the left, and T is 4. So the correct amount of interest earned should actually be $390, not $39,000.